Hey Angie, what's the question of the day?
Should I wait?
Should I wait for what?
Should I wait to buy? Should I
Oh,
wait to
yes.
sell? Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the question? It's
You're
on
right.
everybody's mind every spring. Should I wait?
Yes.
All right, I'm your host here, Angela Dillmon, with the fundamentals of real estate. And this is my wealth building partner, Glen Calvin at Gill Mortgage. So, should I wait? This is really, Glenn, we've decided, y'all, that this is a wealth building conversation.
It is. Real estate is something that's very emotional with people. It's very personable. But we talked about this part. The people that own their own homes are some crazy number, 400% wealthier than those that don't.
There's no doubt about it. If you bought a home in 2019 or even 2020, when people were just like 20 offers on every home that there was, right? If you were brave enough to buy in that market, you've made an easy $100,000, if not more,
You told me
on
this,
your
and
home in the last 6 years.
And I didn't want to believe it, and then I looked at my daughter who bought a house in Crestwood in 2019, and you're right. It's almost
$150,000 homes are $250,000. The
Yes.
$250,000s are $350,000. The $450,000s are $550,000. You start climbing the ladder, and some people have made $200,000 and $300,000 on their homes.
We really haven't seen this kind of appreciation. I've been doing this since the late 80s, so I don't think we've seen it, not in my career.
Well, here's the deal, though. You have seen appreciation since 2013. We've been appreciating.
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about the crazy,
Right. I
the
know. And you're like,
100,000 in
can it
5
go
years.
up any higher? Well, let's just think about this, y'all St. Louisans, who are very conservative.
Right.
And you think, oh, this has got to crash. It can't keep going. Really?
Yes.
What are they paying per square foot in California right now?
Is it 600?
Oh, no. It's over $2,000 a square
2,000 a
foot.
square foot. Wow.
It's well over that. 1,300 square foot houses that are fixer-uppers are over $1 million. And you say they can't go up? Really? They can't? All right, 20 years ago, I saw $60,000 homes that now sell for $250,000 to $350,000 houses.
My son
So
has
yes,
one.
it can go up, and it will. Why?
Yes, that's the question on everybody's mind. I have an
Why?
idea. I think it's probably because low inventory.
It's just supply demand. We were 5 million homes short going into this mess. Right now, there's 20 more million people living in our country in the last 4 years. We are just plain short of homes. This isn't a problem that any politician can solve, or throwing money at it solves. Now, I can throw money at first-time homebuyers all day long to encourage them to buy, but it doesn't help supply. This is a long-term fix, and this is why home prices continue to rise.
And it's keeping so many people out. What did we talk about earlier? The age of a first-time home buyer is approaching 40 years.
40 years old. I mean,
think what you're missing out
I
on
hope
that.
if you're in your 20s, you're thinking about buying. Please don't be scared of buying. People who, I just said this to a young man the other day, the people who bought 5, 6 years old have made $100,000 on their homes. Like, right? And so I'm like, look, in the next 5 years, you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, I should have bought. Now, if you're someone who owns their home outright or has a really low interest rate, but you really are ready for the next dream lifestyle, upsizing, downsizing, condo living, vacation living, whatever it is, you should consider doing it now, because this only gets more expensive.
You're right.
And your house price has not crashed. Florida market may be struggling. St. Louis is not struggling. So 2025 inventory was lower than 24.
That's crazy.
It was like equal to 2023. We are not rising in inventory here. That's the problem. We are a very conservative town, and people love their low interest rates, and they're
right.
probably sitting on them.
But you know, when you talk about those low interest rates, when I sit down with people and we look at the math.
Look at the math.
So yes, my rate is going from 2 7/8 to 6 1/4, but I'm putting down an extra $400,000. My payment is actually decreasing, even though my rate went up.
Most downsizers just buy the home outright. They sell their big home, they buy a little one, they don't have a payment, and they get out of their payment so they can retire or enjoy retirement a little bit more, right? So there's lots of scenarios here, but don't let the waiting, right? It's not really a great long-term wealth building strategy.
Especially for that
Owning
first
is
time.
a great wealth building strategy. Owning is always a great wealth building strategy.
So what do you say to that person in the middle, Angie, that they bought 5 years ago, their house is worth a lot more, they've got their credit, their job. Good news too, we're starting to see some increase in wages.
Right.
which is going to help with affordability. But what's your conversation with that person that this house is a little small, you know, our family's grown, maybe we want to be in a better school district. How are they going to move catapult from this one to maybe a house, maybe not their dream home, but maybe something that resembles
Right,
it?
something that's their next step up. And there's lots of great ways to do that. There's a lot of off-market properties that may be able to allow you to buy a house while still being able to sell yours first. There's also, Glenn has great programs and great strategies on how you could get a home equity loan. I would think about a home equity loan. Now, if you were thinking about moving in the future, they're not for, hey, I'm going to move next month. But
We're still not at a point where they're going to have a contingent contract accepted, are they?
It's tough.
Right.
It's not that you can't, and we have done it. We just did one. We just closed on one in January that was contingent on a home sale. So here's the secret. When you see homes sitting on the market 90 days and others flying off the shelf, you're like, what is going on? Well, our affordability on single families, not condos, on single families, is really at an all-time low for St. Louis. So people are just price sensitive.
Right.
So if your house is overpriced, you will sit. Okay, so one of those houses that have been sitting for 30, 60, and 90, and those sellers have been incrementally pushing their price down, but very slowly, those are great opportunities for house sale contingencies. And you don't have to overpay. You go in at the reasonable number, you negotiate because no one else is doing it, right? And you get the house sale contingency. So it is possible. It really is. If not, have a home equity set up.
Oh, you know, there's a lot of, we talked a whole podcast about strategies, what I call the down payment scavenger hunt.
Yes.
We can look at 401ks. We can look at parents that want to help grandparents. There's a bunch of ways to find
The
that
easy
down payment.
solution is you only need about 5% to put down on the next house if you can qualify for both homes. Once you sell yours, pay it down, recast it. It's free. Get the new payment based on the rate you already have, and talk to Glenn about it. It works.
Well, here's some even better news. We're not even doing as much recasting now because the rates are lower. You don't have to recast. You can refinance too, and it's a benefit. We just did one where they called me all excited. We're ready to recast. I said, guess what? We can go from 7.5 to 6.25.
And they're like, yes, let's do it.
Double bonanza.
Right? Yeah, double bonanza. So if you're one of the people who did buy in the last 3 years and you're 7 or 7.5 or even 6.5, take a look at the rates.
Yes,
it may be time to refinance, and that's a wealth building conversation.
Yeah.
So, you know, really, should I buy? Should I wait? No. No, but these prices are only going up. There's no such thing as a crash because, A, we see wages rising, to your point, faster than inflation right now.
Right.
So we have really good job stability. We're bringing a lot of industry back, right?
Yes.
Into the
Big
country.
news about Boeing, yeah. Big
Right.
news about St.
Boeing's
Louis.
bringing their headquarters here. So
yeah, the Defense Department, defense.
the defense.
Yeah.
The defense portion of it. So, you know, St. Louis is one of the most affordable markets. That's
Really
another
is.
reason to jump in. I mean, you were living in one of the most affordable markets. If you don't live here, come check us out because we are super affordable, especially compared to coastal states.
You know, I get that question about should I wait about refinancing too. And a lot of people, it's like asking me, Angie, please sell my stock when it gets the highest, right before it drops. I don't know where the rates are going, but it's the same answer.
Right.
Waiting is you're paying that higher interest every month while you don't wait.
Right.
There's nothing that says you can't refinance again. Keep the costs low and reasonable, and take advantage of the rates while they're out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're seeing a lot of building going on, a lot of new construction, a lot of apartment buildings, and it's because we're minimum 5 million homes short, and we're not building enough to catch up. We're just barely keeping up with demand. And 24 wasn't a great build year. It was a little soft for builders, so not as much got built in 24.
What about 25?
That's right, 25. Not as much got built in 25.
I wonder
it was a
why.
Little soft. It was a little soft because rates were 7 to 7.5.
Yeah.
Now that you're going to see more building going on because we're looking at 5s. We're seeing rates with a 5 in front of it. So I'm so excited for people. Get in the wealth building game. I mean, this is the deal.
Really.
And don't wait to live your next dream lifestyle either. There's nothing holding you back.
Real estate, it's somewhat emotional because it's our shelter, it's our home, but it's also most people's biggest asset is their home. And
That's right.
especially, like you said, the young people that push themselves, maybe push that payment a little bit more comfortable, maybe more what the rent was going to be. Look how well they performed in the last 5 years.
Right. And so, and another thing, if you have a parent who is ready for assisted living, senior apartment living, skilled nursing living, whatever it is, don't give that house up to somebody who just buys homes and wants to flip them. You're going to get the lowest price. There's so little inventory out there. Please give us a call. We have owner-occupied people will always give you more money for that property than any investor ever will.
I can't tell you the number of horror stories where I've dealt with people where they just get played. At the end, they'll change the numbers around, and you're really heavily discounting a house when you don't need to. The demand is so low.
So talking about wealth building, they have built wealth all these years.
Why give it away?
Don't leave 100 or 200 grand on the table. I helped an older lady who was going to sell her property for half its value. I talked to her to let me make 3 phone calls. She put about 10 grand in the property, and we sold it for twice as much as they offered her. Twice as much. So in her case, it was 100 grand more. It was, an $80,000 offer versus a $180,000 sale. So don't leave money on the table. Even you can have quick sales with owner occupies because they have been looking for a long time. And they don't mind fixing something up for the right price, right? You're not going to get as much as if you did fix it up. But at the same time, why sell it and leave all that wealth on the table for your
we'll
parents
talk to people that
or your heirs.
They have 20% to put down, but maybe on this house they put down 5, and they use that other 15%
and they use their money
to fix it up.
to fix it up.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
yeah.
We're fortunate to help people build wealth. What a great job we have. I love I love the job that I do. People ask me when I retire, I'll retire when I don't enjoy what I do, and right now I love it because I get to see people really prosper from what we do for them.
Right, and we hate to see you leave money on the table. Don't do that. And you are leaving money on the table if you're renting and paying 100% interest to your landlord.
Making your landlord
right?
rich.
And so
you're building his wealth.
That's right. So get in the game. Live your next dream lifestyle, and that's what we're here to do, to help you build wealth, live your dream lifestyle, and
leave legacies that matter.
All right, fantastic. Until next time, have a great week.